This is a family genealogy journey, the hunt for Will Reed. So, by now, everybody knows this is my grandmother, Ruth Reed Moore. It's an early picture and I like it because it really shows her facial features as well as her skin tone. And my hunt is for relatives of her father, Will Reed, family members that she never met and knew virtually nothing about. Take a look at this profile. From everything I've come to know, me and this person are relatively close cousins. She has not responded to me personally yet, so for now we'll just call her Miss Clyburn. But Miss Clyburn and I share DNA, and I am certain that it is through Will Reed. Now, she had a grandfather by the name of Richard Clyburn. Now, all of this information is public, and from all of my research, what you see on the screen is accurate about him. Now, based on my connection with Miss Clyburn through Will Reed, Richard's connection to Will Reed had to have been even closer. So to me, it's a significant finding. And there's no doubt in my mind about who Richard Clyburn is. Here's a copy of his death certificate, and here's a copy of his census. And the same gentleman who supplied the information on his death certificate shows up on the census as his son. So I wanted to take a closer look at Richard Clyburn, and a great source of information came from his death certificate because it showed that he would have been born a slave around 1860 in Kershaw, South Carolina, and that his father was a man named Tom Clyburn. There's been some speculation about who Tom Clyburn really is, but I think I have it figured out. Meet Thomas Lorenzo Clyburn. From everything that I've come to learn, this was the father of Richard Clyburn, and he was white. And he was also a slave owner. On the 1860 U.S. Federal Census slave schedule, Thomas Clyburn was shown to have owned 45 slaves. And for those of you who have not seen it, this is what a slave schedule looks like. All of the slaves were documented not by name, only by a tick mark. It also showed their age, their sex, and their race. That's it. This gentleman is Weary Clyburn, and facts I know about him is that he would have been slave born sometime around 1841, and at some point he was owned by Thomas Clyburn. He also received a Confederate pension. There's a pretty cool story out there about Weary Clyburn, and at some point you should Google him and look it up. So Thomas Lorenzo Clyburn had a son named Richard Clyburn. He was mixed race and he was born around 1860, so he would have been a slave. And I can only speculate that his mother would have been associated with the Clyburn plantation. Now, Thomas Lorenzo also had other children through marriage, one of whom was Thomas Frank Clyburn. He was known as Colonel Frank because of his time in the Confederate Army. Now, everything that I've come to learn, and from all the roads that I've been down, although I have no documents to prove it, everything points to either Richard Clyburn or Thomas Frank Clyburn being the father of Will Reed. Now, I have been researching for a long time, and although there's no magic document out there, I've been putting together this puzzle for years. And one thing I try not to do is speculate. I try to let one document verify another. I let this document verify that one. And at some point, I can virtually confirm something. And so that's where I'm at right now. I've virtually confirmed who Will Reed's father is. And I've actually spoken to some of the relatives. It's a little slow. We're still breaking the ice. I mean, it's not every day you hear from somebody who claims to be a long lost cousin. So the conversations are going pretty slow. But grandmother, I've spoken to some of those relatives. Will Reed, I think I found out who your father is. Now my question is, who is your mother? I'm probably going to take a little break from researching, but we'll read. I'm going to find your mother.